We are rolling. It's been a while. About 3 weeks. I've uh, I've just been pretty busy. And I'm planning my trip to Japan. Um, Kind of been fucking me too. I've also just been grinding. I've been going to the gym a lot more recently. Uh, Studying Japanese as much as I can. I really want to learn a new language. I think learning is one of those things that you have to do, especially when you get older and you're out of high school. Because once you're out of high school, I mean, you're not even if you didn't like high school, you fucking didn't give a shit. You were still learning because you were in the classroom with everybody talking, and so you still like subconsciously were learning. So when you're out of it and you're just scrolling through social media and doing all that, it's not good for the brain, man. You're just gonna fry yourself. So I made it a goal just to learn some stuff. I picked Japanese just because it's hard. I'm a dweeb, and I really like Japanese shit. Like I'm one of those people. I'm not like the annoying type. I just enjoy Japanese culture, um, like every white person ever. But it's and it was a challenge. Japanese is one of the hardest languages to learn from coming from English, so it's not. It's a challenge. I want to learn Spanish next because that's more useful than Japanese in America, at least. Um, but if I really wanted to learn an Eastern Asian language, I should have chose Chinese because that's the most spoken language in the world. I think Mandarin. Um, but I was like, I'm gonna go to Japan one day, and my coworkers actually convinced me. They were just like, dude, just go. And I was like, all right. So I've been busy planning that, and just studying and grinding, like just getting shit done when I need to. But the real thing I need to get done is this. I really like this, and I was excited, looking forward to doing this today, even though it is a solo episode. I've been trying to get people on, but it's weird because people are like, I don't have anything good to talk about. Like, dude, I don't care about that. I want to conversate and learn about you. It's not about if you have a crazy story to tell, or of course that's cool if you do, if you have a unique life and all this stuff. But yeah, everybody is unique in their own way. That it's on my part to find it. It's not, and even then, just regular conversations fun to listen to because you get to learn about somebody, and that's what I really like to do. I like to like learn and ask questions about. One of my favorite people to learn about is somebody I play video games with whose uh parents are immigrants, like illegal immigrants. Um, Pay taxes, they do all the right shit. So um and that person's legal because she was born here, and but I really like to learn about that because one, she's bilingual, and I'm like, holy shit, that's such I think it's so fucking cool when someone's bilingual and knows two languages. It's like a superpower. It's a superpower to know that. And also it's such a unique situation. Fuck me, dude. Like, this shit sucks. Fuck this. I don't give a fuck about these things. Like, I tried everything, guys. Double-sided tape, fucking bullshit. I have to learn. But it's something that I can never, fuck it. I can never understand nor experience in my life, but I like learning about it because that's how I get my fix of it, because it's so different from where I'm at that I like diving into it because I'm like, holy shit, what is that shit like? I like shit, dude. Bro, it's weird because I'll just be straight up like, what's it like to be fucking black? Like, like, it's a crazy question, but I don't know what it's like. I can only ask. And of course there's things that you can only learn through living through it. It's unteachable lessons, but you can get a good grasp on things if you just ask questions. And I fucking love that shit, dude. That shit is it's like a dopamine hit. It's like me smoking a cigarette. Oh my God. I love it. And that's what pisses me off when people are like, I try to get my twin sister on. She's like, I have nothing to talk about. I don't want to do it. I'm like, I don't care if you have nothing like to talk about. Like, I'm not asking you to be on here for a crazy story of when you went on climbed Mount Everest with no fucking gear. Like, I just want to talk to you and conversate, because that's where you get the gold, is conversating, because people realize they're not the same thing. They're not the same. They're not as same as everybody else. So in conversation, you freely figure out who that person is. And I think that's the best way to figure out if you're going to like somebody and you're not, is have a conversation. I think I think if I have one conversation with a person, I can tell instantaneously if I like them or not. If they're a good person, if they're selfish, if they're narcissistic or funny. Like, one conversation usually can define everything. And I think it's really important to do that. I really, like, what is the, I don't get. All right. But so yeah, I'm just really excited about doing shit like this. I just like talking, man. It's so fun. And as I was setting up for this, I'm like, oh my God, thank God I'm doing this. And I'm like, why don't I do this more? I want to try to do twice a week. One guest episode and a solo episode, because nobody wants to do shit. But I think people need to just talk more. I think people have gotten so closed off, either due to the internet or social media. I mean, because you don't really need to talk in person anymore. So, and then even then, you see hundreds of thousands of people on your phone daily that you don't commute with. So you're like, who cares? And it's kind of sad, because I think people are just becoming more and more selfish. And I'm a firm believer in being selfish in a way. It's your life. You can't consider others all the time. It weighs you down, it slows you down, and you don't reach your goals if you care about what other people think all the fucking time. But there is a limit to where, if you're just doing something because it just solely benefits you and nobody else, or you're an asshole. Being an asshole to somebody is you're being selfish because you're not caring about what they feel or think about what they feel. I think there's just a genuine lack of excess of selfishness and lack of empathy going around. And it's completely due to social media and the internet. I mean, you look at the comments and there's no empathy or no nothing. There's nothing there. Nobody cares. Nobody likes anybody. You see somebody going through, somebody makes a fucked up, and it's fucking. The problem is it's fucking hilarious. Like, I go into a TikTok comment and I see a completely disgusting, selfish comment on Instagram or TikTok, and it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious, and that's the problem. Is like. Is people, it's jokingly, but it's being repeated so much, it's become habitual, and then once that, it's a behavior. You have a genuine lack of empathy for everybody, and it's sad. It's hard. I'm scared to raise children or even think about it, because of the way, like, the world is heading. AI and just technology, social media was probably the worst thing that could ever be invented. It's the access to everybody at all times is our human mind cannot comprehend it, so we just become dull to actual people. Because now that, like, years ago, the people you meet would be a lot of the people you would meet in your entire life. It meant something. It had more impact, because the weight of meeting this person was a lot more, because it's not easy to meet people or see people. But now that we can see thousands of people simultaneously, it's an amazing thing, because we have a connection like no other. But it kind of uh, dulls you in a sense to just everybody around you because nobody's special anymore. You can meet 30 other people, and it's such a trade off. I think humans are always on a course to correction. We always correct ourselves. But we're so slow in it, and it doesn't make any sense because we have all the power to fix everything and anything. We just have to. But I think it's always in a slow course or direction where things get worse sometimes. Sometimes it dips, but it's always in like if you look like at a graph, it's like index funds or something like that, where it's just there's dips and stuff, but it's still just going. I think that's like humanity in general. We're just going upwards. It sucks to see us dip down though, but I think it's always on a crash course. Shit like AI is it's scary, but if used properly, it could solve everything. I mean, if you have a being, we're creating a god. It's if you think about it, we're creating a god if something knows everything and anything and the solution to every problem imaginable. That's why, like, if this quantum computing really, really gets going, like we perfect it, where quantum computing is where we're binary code, where we're 1 and 0, and regular computers can only do 1 or 0, where quantum computers can do both at the same time. If we can combine AI and quantum computing, we made a god, because you can solve anything and everything in seconds, because it could just figure it out with everything and anything around it. Like, that's the thing that was super exciting about the Google quantum computers, because if it can be stable in quantum computing, if it's stable, it can grab like molecules or some chemistry thing where it could just keep interchanging things until it finds the right one where it does the right thing. So if we have something that knows everything and anything and can solve anything, can do anything, that's a god. If it's omnipotent, if it knows just everything, if it knows the future, if it knows, and it's exciting but scary, because in the wrong hands, it's fucked. It'll be used for war. Obviously, it's with any human invention, it's used for war. That's the mother of all inventions is war. So that's the saying. And probably we're gonna see wars fought with AI and drones. Maybe robots, because but I don't. That's not really. It's kind of hard to get human. I mean, we still see the clips on the internet, but if you look at it, they're completely stiff. And but that's the problem. If AI gets to a certain level, and it can solve anything super quickly, then robots isn't a problem anymore, because it can solve the issue with robots and produce it properly. So that's the scary part, is where if we perfect AI, any issue is not an issue anymore. So you're like, oh, my job won't be taken because it's physical labor and robotics, and there's no way we can replace physical labor. But then if AI is perfected and it can solve the reason why we can't perfect physical labor, or the reason why AI can't do physical labor, and it can perfect it within seconds of thinking about it, then it's solved, and there it goes. That's what's the scary part, and it's going to be used by corporations to just wipe out jobs. I mean, anybody who's in customer service right now has to be looking for new jobs, because AI is inevitably going to go. I mean, video editing and movie making is scary too, because the new Google whatever thing. I mean, I'm getting close to not even being able to figure out if it's AI or not. It's getting that good, and there has to be a law or amendment. There has to be regulation now, sooner than later, and it's kind of scary how we're not regulating it at all. Or like laws to prevent it from entering the workforce or a creative thing. Like, I think it should be strictly used to help humanity's problems, not the creative side, not the working because that's just going to cause chaos. I mean, art. I mean, if you can, why pay artists if you can just go, give me a poster of a scary thing and specific details and shit like that, and it's like, oh wait, I don't want that, regenerate it a little bit differently, and it makes the perfect thing you were looking for. You don't have to hire an artist, or if it video edits exactly how you want to, or it makes an entire 3-hour long movie that's absolutely perfect, tailored to certain people. Who cares? Like, we have to protect humanity. I think it should only be used for bettering humanity, like solving cancer or solving complex equations to help us break how to artificially create gravity, shit like that. And I'm just nervous about it, but I'm also super excited because it's so. I use ChatGPT so much. I can't wait for a new version to come out where it's reliable and stable. Because for Japanese, of course, Japanese is very contextual, so context is so heavy in Japanese. It's unbelievable how heavy you have to understand. So, like, knowing a lot of vocabulary, but also listening to it for thousands of hours, because they don't use the words exactly how they are said. They use it very contextually, so the context of what they're saying matters, because depending on the context, changes the definition of the way the word goes. And so you have to so obviously AI kind of misses on nuances like that can only be experienced through human input. But it's extremely good for learning Japanese and definitions and words and shit like that. Of course, it might be inaccurate sometimes but it's a good tool, and I love using it. I love using it for planning out my days. I love using it to search the internet for things. For specific very specific things I'm going through. If this is okay, if that's okay. Depending on, I put in like my biostat, like my 5'8", 150 pounds, on 20 milligrams of Adderall am I okay? Like, am I okay to do this with caffeine or something like that? And they go through all the papers and say, like, it's okay. Make sure you limit it and make sure you don't do this after, blah, 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 blah. And it's so extremely helpful that I'm extremely excited for it. But human greed is the downfall of it. It's the 7 deadly sins they're so real. I mean, gluttony. I mean, people just get fat because they're fucking lazy fucks. So, like, I mean, that kind of just happens. Pride is one of the biggest ones. Ego. If people got rid of their ego, there's a helicopter flying above. If people got rid of their ego, the world would be 20 times better. If everybody at the same time just took like 1 gram of mushrooms, the world would fix. Because everybody's ego is just always in the way of doing things, like bettering themselves. Like, I have a couple buddies, their egos just prevent them from bettering themselves because they can't admit they're weak or they're bad in this area or they're a shitty person in particular instances. They can't admit it because their ego won't let them. Jealousy. I mean, come on. People do things out of spite and jealousy so much, and it's fucking annoying. I think humans are just. I'm saying this like I'm not a human, but it's just so wild the way we think. Our selfishness is unmatched, but it makes sense. I think people give us so much flack, me including, but we have to realize we're animals first, and we're breaking the laws of like nature and Darwinism and shit like that. We're breaking that mold because we're humans, and that is what it is to be human. It's just to break those extreme laws of nature that are just biologically coded in us, where to not be selfish, to give people food, to give people land, money, to help people, to because I mean, in the wild, you don't fucking. I'm sure there are some examples of animals, but it's ruthless. It's completely ruthless. If you're not strong, you're dead. If you're too weak, you get kicked out of the pack or whatever. You're dead. If you're a smaller animal, you're fucking dead. We're breaking that mold that's biologically coded in us because we're animals, but at the same time, because we're capable of doing that, when we resort to an animalistic style, it's disappointing, because we know, and everybody knows, that you're capable of getting out of that mold, because it doesn't define you. We have thought, and we have consciousness, and we have morality. And I was watching this anime, fucking segue, and it's called Parasite. And the parasites take control of humans, and they eat humans. And they're very emotionless. They have no morality. They're just very pragmatic, and just go based off of logic and reasoning. And so they were like, we're just feeding. We're just eating. You guys kill pigs and cows by the dozen. You slaughter everything. You kill everybody. But the moment we kill humans and eat them, we're an issue. Which, obviously, don't eat fucking humans and shit like that. But they have a point where we're so entitled to believe that just because we're humans, we can get away with things. And the moment someone else does the thing that we're doing, all of a sudden it's unfair, and it's disturbing and disgusting. Obviously, eating humans is, but the point is like, we're humans are just so selfish and entitled. Like the chicken eggs that I eat, the fucking chicken that I absolutely demolish for my mid physique, we're all lives that are dead now. Like, and I think we have to, like, it's just, I don't know where I was going with this, but I really like that message there. Like, you guys are also the devil too. What's the issue with us eating humans when we're just feeding ourselves? Of course, I think there's more nuance in the anime, but I just like that. Like, we do it too. So what's the issue when them doing? Let's go in a little bit of news before. It's going to be like an hour episode, short episode. Trump's tax bill will add $2.4 trillion to the deficit and leave 10.9 million more uninsured, CBO says. I have no idea. I really have no fucking idea about what's happening in politics. And people are going to be like, that's privilege. You're lucky you don't need to know what's happening. No, it's exhausting. I don't want to pick a side. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be swayed or a mindless zombie. But anything I consume that's regarding the news is clearly biased in one way or the other, and it's so frustrating. I just want to know the truth. I just want to know what's happening, completely unbiased, what's correct that's happening, what I'm getting feeded that's not misinformation, and I have to just completely block it out, remove it, because it causes me to get angry at other people. I stop reading comments of anything political. I do put not interested, because I can't afford to have the headspace to allocate towards politics, because it's so volatile. And it pisses me off, because when I get too involved in it, when I watched it a lot, and I would see comments of someone who didn't share the same view, I would get angry, and I'm like, I'm getting angry at people that I don't even know, and it was kind of disturbing to me, and it's disturbing that so many people fall for it and just run with it, and it's scary. I don't like it. I don't know what this tax bill is. I don't know fucking anything, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. Um, uh, the Ukraine attack was crazy. They pulled off Pearl Harbor. Apparently, a third of Russia's air force is gone. They pulled a Pearl Harbor. This, I don't know how I feel. It's a crazy cool, like, it's cool fucking opera. It's fucking crazy how they did this. But at the same time, how long is this war going to go? But again, these people are just defending their country, and it's kind of crazy that we're judging them for defending their country. And that the war is prolonged because they want war. No, they want their own independence, and it's a scary thing to see. Again, I have to keep out of that too because it's been so politicized. Everything has been fucking politicized. Everything. You can't do something without being a certain or leaning a certain way or being a certain thing. It's so frustrating as a human being just trying to. I have to fucking I have to be completely unbiased. I want to be unbiased. I want to stay unbiased because when something comes up, if I get drip fed these things and I get into an echo chamber, when something that's clearly the right thing to do and appropriate, I will choose not to do it because of my innate bias, and it's so ridiculous. Like, because people act like you cannot be both liberal and Republican. Guess what? Everybody is, and some ideas are not. The fucking most liberal things, I believe healthcare should be free, education should be free. What else do and I believe we should have more social programs to help people for the undernet of society. But in Republican ideas, I think immigration should be controlled. It should be more streamlined. It should be easier to get in. Well, not easier to get in, but more streamlined and it doesn't take years. And I think that we should have less bureaucracy because I think a lot of the reasons why people do not like these social programs or taxes and stuff like that is because we don't fucking see these things used and people abuse the shit out of it. I mean, you see videos on the internet of people going to certain restaurants and shit that accepts food stamps and just spending it on meals and all this shit and getting a bunch of tax money for children that they don't give a fuck about. And I believe we should put money into these programs, into education and shit like that. But people don't like it because we don't see the benefit from it. We don't see it actually helping anybody. And it's a behavioral thing. That's why I think inner cities and poor neighborhoods need to get pumped money and education and rehab facilities and shit like that. I mean, like, why can't we have just a mix of ideas? Like, that's the most efficient way to do things is, the most efficient way to do things is to work together. And I hate people pretending like you have to be one thing or the other. Oh, so you're a liberal. Oh, so you're a conservative. No, I'm a fucking human being that can think for myself and have multiple different ideas about something without being one or the other. Is that hard? Is that fucking impossible for everybody? Like, holy shit. I don't know what to think of Trump. Oh my God, are you a Trump supporter? Are you a hardcore Republican, Nazi, scumbag racist? Or I don't like Trump that much. Oh, are you a fucking sissy liberal pussy? Like, how does that make sense? How is that? How do we progress as a society if we're just stuck at a stalemate? It's so socially engineered. This shit is so clearly socially engineered to fucking fuck with us, to keep us fucking at each other's throats and distracted, and to just let people fucking do whatever underneath our noses. Like, it's so clearly that, and people still fall for it, especially the people that fucking say this shit. It's like, oh, it's constructed, oh, it's this, and then they still fall for the fucking shit to do. Like they still go head over toes over politics, even though they're like, oh, it's clear. Like before 2020, the one thing you never talked about, religion or politics. You want to know why? Because once you find out somebody is like the opposite of what you think, you no matter what, you think a little differently of them, or you get a little upset at them, or you think less of them immediately. So people figured out you don't talk about that. You don't say anything, you keep it to yourself, and you mind your business. But now that's all people talk about. That's all people talk about. And it's like, dude, you guys fell for it. You got fucking got. You're clearly in a psyop or something. Like, what are we doing? I mean, like, that's why I think TikTok is so dangerous too. And I'm like, we could probably benefit if it's banned, because ever since TikTok, we've been so divided. It's unbelievable. And I get, if someone doesn't fundamentally agree with you, I agree. You're probably not going to like that person, or at least at first you're not going to like that person. Your first impression is not going to be good. But having a consistent echo chamber of telling you these people suck, you're going to think less of them as a human being. And when that happens, you get where we're at now. It's just so frustrating as someone who tries to stay as non-biased as possible. Just feel shitty for even being non-biased, because you're privileged, you're lucky you can be non-biased, or man up and do what's right. Like, you guys got. You fell head over heels. That literally reminds me of like the CIA. I mean, because CIA has done horrible things to the black people, and there's a meme on TikTok right now when they upload like black people saying like the most outlandish things. Like, one was like, if he's a good father, that's a red flag, and don't date him, and he's a horrible, or don't, like, blah blah blah. And then like and then it cuts to someone being like the CIA right now, and they're like cheering and dancing and shit like that. And and that's what's with politics right now. Like holy shit, this works so fucking well. This is amazing. I mean, that's why I think Trump, whether you hate him or not, is one of the worst presidents and political figures ever, because he also started it too. It really began with him, and then in 2020 it really picked up with TikTok and COVID, because everybody isolated, so we had nothing better to talk about. And I mean, it really started with him, who he used the polarization of who he was to his advantage, and I mean that's how he won the election. And it's just fuck. Can we please stop being fucking idiots? Like, be Republican, be Democrat, but be a fucking human being first. Oh my God. It's the most frustrating thing. Like, what do you mean? Like, anybody who instantly says, I'm very liberal, I'm very progressive, I'm very Republican, or I'm conservative, like, oh, look at how fucking amazing that is. Oh, okay, so you're one of those people. Like, I literally, it makes me do what they're doing, judging, because I'm like, so why can't you see the other side? Like, I mean, Congress is the prime example of all these people mixing, because we don't get shit done, we don't talk to each other, because, oh, he believes in this, he believes in that, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my God, we're just arguing with each other, we're just being little babies. And that's one of the things. Yesterday, I barely go on Twitter because it's such a shit fest. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible for the brain. You see 3 people get beat up. You see someone die. I hate it. I don't like it. You see straight racism. You see a video of a black person or an immigrant in Europe, or just it might not even be an immigrant, it might just be a foreign person or someone who's not white, and they're like engineers and doctors, they said, that were coming in from other countries, and or just racist remarks and saying like we cannot sustain black, we can have black, like it's fucking horrific, and I hate it, and I don't want to have that input, because everything you observe is input for your brain, and it teaches it, and I don't like it. But I saw that Elon Musk was judging this bill, and people are surprised that he's a human being and can make decisions for himself and can stand up and say when something's not right. People are surprised that someone's capable of that, or they're like, "Oh, now you have no backbone." No, dude. He's doing what he thinks is right. Like, that's such a. I was glad to see that, because it shows that he's not blind. We should be glad he's not blindly following someone, and he's actually trying to improve people's lives, or improve. Like, I don't know his true intentions, but let's just say like he's trying to actually improve the lives of Americans. And whether it's Trump, who he supported a lot, giving hundreds of millions of dollars, or anything like that, he's actually sticking up and saying, "Oh, I don't agree with this." And then the moment they do that, it's liberals who attack them. It's like, oh, we told you wanted this, or Republicans like, "Oh, you traitor, you betrayed us." No, you can't. You gotta look at it as a person who realizes that he has to stick to his guns and speak up when it's not right, because when we're fucking all complacent, this is why shit is so fucking bad. It's because everybody's so complacent with one party or the other that even if they fuck up, they don't give a fuck. They it's blinded. And so I'm glad to see that like he isn't a blind, brainwashed zombie, because it means he won't fucking just agree with everything. He's not a yes man. He won't agree with fucking everything. And of course, I don't know his true intentions, but it's sad that like it's just people are like that. Like, you can't be an individual, and you have to be a yes man and ride or die, and you can't, because you won't have no backbone, or you're a hypocrite, or we told you so. Like, no, maybe he just wanted what's better for the country. Maybe you thought Trump was better for the country, but he's like, hey, I still think Trump was better, but I don't agree on this bill. It's bad for the people, so let's not do this. We can't let this happen because it's not good for the people. And instead of people being like, oh yeah, I agree with that, they're like, oh, this is what happens when you go for it. No, fuck. Like, come on. It's so frustrating. Like, please, people, just be a person. Don't go into bias. You can be a Republican, you can be a Democrat, you can believe in obviously more values, but don't don't go into an echo chamber of just back and forth, because nothing ever. It's stagnant. It just causes a stalemate. Nobody fucking ever wins from it, and I'm just glad to see that it is frustrating, but I'm glad to see that that somebody who's super high up in government actually speaks his mind, is not a pussy about it, and if it doesn't I don't know the intention, but benefit people, he will speak up against it and try to get what's right for the people, and not just blindly follow because he was Republican and all this stuff. And it's frustrating to see people not acknowledging that, and instead focusing like on like, oh, we told you. Like, come on, we need more of that. We need more of, oh, I can be Republican, but if the Republicans are fucking up, I don't like them. Or if Democrats are fucking up, I don't agree with that. Like, we need more of that. That's why I kind of like Hassan sometimes. I mean, he's a little Hassan Nabi, political Twitch streamer. I do see some things of him where it's a little iffy, but I don't know him as a person, and I don't like to judge people based off clips I see on the internet, because you have no context. And It's the dumbest way to judge somebody. But I do see a lot of him actually criticizing Democrats and such. But man, I'm sorry. It really just riles me up when shit like that happens. It's sad. It's disappointing, and like we're human beings, and I just I want what's best for the country and best for people, because I want to raise children, and I don't want to raise them in such a volatile state. Like, I want them to be able to go to people's houses and not feel aggression. Like, because I feel like everybody's just getting so aggressive and mean and unfriendly. Like, I want them to just be happy and not worry about politics. I mean, the saddest thing I saw was like a group, maybe 13 young teenagers, having a podcast talking about politics. And on one side, I think it's good. They're educating themselves. They're making decisions. They're thinking about things that are happening in the world. But at another point, is it necessary? It's a little scary. Like, it causes so much division and hate from within people, and it's just I'm a little scared. I don't want my kid to know about politics at that age, because one, you can't even do anything with it. But I mean, they're getting educated and shit like that. But I don't want my kid knowing about politics and then forming beliefs that will make people hate him or him hate people. It's scary. I mean, the thing with like religion and politics, they both rely on belief. And fundamentally, when someone doesn't believe in you, there's subconscious things that happen, and I don't want children to experience that the way I did. I really wish I could have waited till I was 17, because 18 is the voting age. 17 to start actually getting into politics and learning about people in an appropriate way, while trying to know how to spot misinformation and shit like that regarding politics and form my own opinions. But it was kind of thrusted upon me because of COVID. And it really sucked, because I remember disliking people and judging people and getting angry at people when I was a kid, when I didn't understand how the world works or anything like that. And it was sad. I looking back, and it's like, I don't want my kids to go through that or experience that. It's weird. I think forcing kids to think something, or doing anything with children in general, it is, well, obviously it's a huge no in society in general anyways, like obviously, but I think it's just a different kind of evil. And no matter what, like, indoctrinating children into like neo-Nazism or whatever it is, fascism, indoctrinating them into just hate and teaching them to hate, or not stopping or not guiding them properly, or stopping them when they can do something that can really like permanently, like being too hands off and just letting them do whatever, because kids are stupid. I mean, I think you should let their mind go and figure shit out. That's the best way to develop, is figure it out on your own, but you're supposed to guide them, parent them, like not tell them, but focus them on it. And then like the people who, it's a touchy subject, but allow their kids to be trans and get puberty blockers at a very young age. Like, that's a rough one, because one, where do they get this idea? Do they have a phone? If they have a phone, then where they probably got this idea from the internet, and that's not a good idea. To I understand if you're actually trans. I don't know what that means, because I would like to talk to a trans person actually on this podcast, but I don't know what that means. But I'm sure the longer you wait for puberty blockers and shit like that, the harder it is to transition or be your true self sooner. Like, obviously all that shit, but unless your kid is playing with Barbie dolls and dressing up in dresses and shit like that, and then if you try to guide them into being more masculine if they're a boy, and they just keep going back to being feminine or homoerotic, if I could say, like gay. That reminds me, I wanted my ears pierced when I was younger. My dad was like, "Gay, do you want to fucking dress for that?" I love my dad, and it was funny. And you but they still, it's obviously in their just DNA. They can't stop thinking about blah, like, obviously, but you know your kid more than I do. But it's just, it's so weird because it's so permanent. Obviously you can get testosterone again, but not stopping the biological process of a body or changing it artificially is permanent. There's damage that is done with it. So I feel bad because, like, there's no perfect answer for anything, and just with children, it's just like there's no perfect solution with them because they're people, so they're infinitely complex like everybody else is, but there's bad in that complexity, and you have to make sure you subdue the bad and bring out the good while also maintaining a proper relationship of trust and respect. So it's such a hard balance that I can't understand. And it makes me think, like, when I have a kid, what am I going to do? Like, I barely know what the fuck I'm doing, and by the time I have a kid, I still haven't figured it out. I think I'm going to raise a kid like the way I wanted to be raised. Like, I wanted to be seen as a human being, like as a person, not just a kid. Like, I think you should treat a kid like a kid because they're children. They don't know what the fuck's happening. They don't understand. But sometimes you feel like you're not a person when you're a kid because they're just not treating you with respect. And it was for some reason, adults do not get the idea that if you're not treating someone with respect, they're not going to fucking respect you. And that was something my stepmom just did not understand. And a lot of adults, like, you ask questions, you do, and they're like, "Don't worry about it, blah blah blah." And I think there's obviously some questions you gotta wait till a later date, and there's obviously nuances you only learn through experiences. But I just wanted to be treated like a human sometimes, and I think I'm gonna let my kid do that. I want them to be no phone. I think a lot of my attention deficit in life come from getting an iPad way too early. I was an OG iPad kid. When the iPad when it first started coming out, I was having one of those bitches, and I think I got it way too soon. I think I should have. My parents should have held off on it. I was a rambunctious kid, and they figured out something that would cool me down and distract me. But at the same time, I think it just worsened my attention and hyperactivity, because when I don't have a constant dopamine suck, it fucks you up. So I'm going to delay that until like 13. But the problem is there's going to be lazy parents who give their kids iPads and phones way too early. And my kid's going to see it. He's going to see the dopamine that he's getting from it. And he's going to be like, "Dad, I want this." No, not until you're at least 13. And you're going to learn self-control first. And I want my kids to be free. Like, I want them to be whatever they want to be in life.
I want them to be, but I want them to work as hard as possible to be whatever they want to be. I want them to figure it out and just do whatever they want to do and enjoy it. And ultimately just have a happy life, but just be whatever they want to be. If they want to be a fucking neuroscientist, fucking do it. But you better be the fucking best neuroscientist ever. Sorry, that's my fucking guinea pig. And I don't know. It's weird to think about. I'm only 20, so it's gonna be a while from now. But the world is so infinitely complex, and having access to that and seeing it so much. I don't think the world's getting worse. Crime has gone down since the 80s and shit like that. I don't think it's getting worse. I think it's just I think everybody knows this. It's getting broadcasted more. So the more you see it, the more you think it's happening. And it's just making everybody fearful, anxious, and scared. The news cycle and everybody runs on anxiety because it's what gets clicks and views. And being polarizing and outrageous also gets you that views and stuff like that. And it's just disappointing to just see. I want things to be normal. I want a lot of things. I want just life to actually matter to people now. It's God, society is. There's just so much good and bad. But we're becoming something that I think we should correct sooner than later. I wrote something in my notes here. Just self-loathing, which is like self-hatred, like being pissed at yourself. And I am a victim of that. I do it all the time. But I think a lot of successful people have an extreme self-loathing within them because they're not satisfied if they do the bare minimum or they don't do what they want to do. And that is me. I don't know when it developed. I think a couple years out of high school when I realized like working, like this will be the rest of my life, or if I don't take vacations or if I don't travel the world, it's on me to do it. And if I don't, there's going to be disappointment, there's going to be hate, there's going to be self-loathing, and in order to reach some of my goals, I have to do things that a lot of times I don't want to do, like work out or read Japanese. But I think having a content life is having goals and hitting them and reaching them and exceeding them far more than your expectations. And I think when you do that, you can live a happy and satiated life, even if you're not doing entirely what you want to do in life or completely happy, except if your goals are way too big. So like one of mine is just be one of the best or one of the top podcasters. So it's kind of hard to hit that, but that's why I have a bunch of other goals like working out, language learning, going to Japan. If you don't take initiative, it's going to go by you like that. It started when I got out of high school. I was like, oh, this is all right. Oh, this is freedom. This is pretty nice. I'm working, making money. And then I hit 19. I'm like, I'm getting a little anxious. I'm like, damn, that was fast. I'm already 19. What the fuck? And I'm like, I should really do one of the things I really like to listen to. I really like to talk to people. I enjoy it, and I think I could do it. Is podcasting, but I was like, whatever, and just let the days go by. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to learn a language. Oh, I want to work out a lot. I want to be in good shape. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm still young. I can do this. And then it's 2024, the year I turned or 2025, the year I turned 20. I'm like, what the fuck? I turned 20 this year. I swear I just got out of high school. What's happening? And so I'm like, oh shit, I gotta lock in. I gotta get purpose in my life. And I subtly started, because depressed is a constant state. But I noticed I was very unfulfilled. I was almost like, I was wandering. I felt like almost very, very third person, almost like I'm in the co-pilot. I'm not really alive. And I really try to figure out what do I really want? What's my dreams? What's some goals that I can shoot for that I want to do while I can, while I'm young, while I have my youth, while I have my energy and vigor. What can I really do? And I really, and I was like, I'm so unfulfilled. I have to do things to fill me up, to get hobbies. So like, this is not good. This is not healthy. This is not satiating. Just going to work every day and waiting for Friday, and it's not a good cycle for the human psyche. And so I was like, oh, let's get my goals down. I wanted to get better at chess. I want to learn a language, work out my brain. I want to get physically fit. I want a podcast. I want to be successful in something. I want to feel like a winner. The biggest thing is I just want to feel success and achievement, and I want to be free. And whatever that means, I just want that. And one of the things I loved, and I'm like, I love talking to people. I love figuring them out, and I'm very curious about people. So why not do it? And I'm like, and so I start this for hopes of success and achievement, and hitting a goal. I start doing my language learning. I start working out. I've had a lot of hiccups. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of dips, and in those dips, the self-loathing is unimaginable. It's horrible. But it's because when I don't go for my goals, I know that day I just had, I'm not getting back. The life I could get if I stick to my goals and do what I want to do is getting further away from me. It's getting harder to achieve, and it won't come true. And that type of despair is only something people who want to be better and succeed will only get. That type of anxiousness, self-loathing, frustration is only seen through failure. To be or to do something that you want to be in the future, or that you want to be now, or to do, like, it's. And if I had any advice for people, or my 18-year-old self just graduating high school, get goals down, fill your life up as much as possible. And I'm only 20 saying this, but I'm glad I learned this lesson sooner than later. Because if I was 27, I was like, I wish I started at 20. Fill your life up as much as possible, learn as much as possible, do as much as possible. And make sure when you figure out what you want to do, what you want to be, you focus your energy at it, because you can't do everything, and because the one thing you really want to do will fall behind. There will be sacrifices in order to achieve success and achieve a goal, and really try for it, because that despair you feel when, especially for me, really, when I would have days, maybe even a week or a month of just no progress. If I'm stale, I hate it. It's so, I've been doing really good recently, but that's only because like I've been so close. Like I don't cry that much, and it's hard for me to cry for some reason. And I'm not saying that to be a manly man. It's just I don't cry. But for a few days, just realizing my mistake, I was just almost in tears, just breaking down like this just despair of the life you want slipping through your fingers, getting further away. So you just have to do what you got to do. Be a little bit selfish in your life. It doesn't hurt. Make sure it's appropriate selfishness though. Don't be an asshole. Get goals, write them down, think about them every fucking day, and hit them. Hit those fucking goals. Because even if this isn't if I don't make $5 bajillion from this, if I don't do this, I hit my goal of talking to people and recording it and seeing some people actually enjoy it, follow me, subscribe to my YouTube, shit like that. I get the reward from it. I get the benefit. Even if it isn't what my dreams or aspirations aren't completely fulfilled, I still did it, and I still did a step towards achieving my goal. And if I work out today, I did it. I did one of the things that's going towards one of my goals, and it is my goal is to work out. If I sit there and do Japanese, I hit another goal. I did it again. It's piling up. Once you get momentum, it's hard to stop. And once you get that momentum, it's just going to build and build, and it's going to build interest. It's going to build interest, and it's going to keep building until you see the reward. And once you get that reward, start all over again. Find another goal. Because the people who are extremely successful, they're like, why are they depressed? I think it's because they hit their goal. They hit everything they wanted to be in life, and they're kind of lost. And that's what I was feeling when I had a good job. I was my life was kind of fulfilled. I had a good girlfriend. I got cats and shit like that. But I was feeling so lost. And then I start doing a podcast. I start learning a language. I start working out, and then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, this is who I am. Like, I think once people achieve everything they want, because as soon as I was 18, I just wanted to make money, and I started making money. And so once you hit everything once you hit your achievement, you get lost and you get empty. So you got to always make sure you have some resistance in your life or something to work towards. This is it. This is it. People don't realize, but this is it. This is the only thing you're going to ever experience. This is your only perspective, and and so enjoy it while you can. Like, my ultimate goal is this to be success or partial success, have people listen, be fluent in Japanese, and then I'll hopefully Spanish. That will be my next goal, Spanish. And be in really good shape and healthy. And shoot for the stars. Like, what are you going to fucking do? I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something fire. But shoot for the fucking stars, because what else are you going to fucking do? What else are you going to do? For real. I mean, you can't care what people think, because if I did, I would not be doing this. I for the longest time, I didn't do something like this because I cared what fucking people think, and I hate it. I hate caring what people think, and I just stopped, because if I keep doing that, I'm never going to do anything, because everybody judges everything. You judge everything. So if you keep focusing on what people are going to fucking think, what are you going to do in your life? So, sorry to be a little motivational, or it's just how I feel and how I think. I gotta get going soon. I'm gonna go to work. But ultimately, my goals in life is for this to be a success, to be fluent in 2 languages once Japanese is fluent enough, and be in really good shape. And I want to be free. I don't. I think money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys your, but it allows for more happiness, and it allows your access to happiness a lot easier, or it makes happiness more accessible in some ways, but it doesn't buy it in general. But you have to have the nuance with it that it makes it a lot easier to have, and it increases your bandwidth for it. So I want to be happy. I mean, money would be nice. I'm comfortable now, but money would help with my goal for, I want ultimate freedom and to do what I want to do, to go to the beat of my own drum, and money would help, obviously. But ultimately free. Money because it's just a tool I can use for that. I want to be kind, compassionate, and very charismatic. I want people to smile when I talk to them or listen to me. I want to be that, like a north star almost. I know this is corny, but I want to shine. I want to be like the sun. You must burn like it. So I want to just be on fire, and I want to walk in a room and people feel my presence or aura. I want there to be a gravity to me. And it's all achievable through hard work and the output I do. It really is. Anybody can do anything if they have the output. So I appreciate you all for listening. Please follow, subscribe, rate 5 stars if you could, and I'll talk to you later.